Hi scholars, hi families, welcome back to my videos. Miss Cherney here with your literacy video for Wednesday, June 10th, 2020. And in this video, we are going to be illustrating our informational paragraphs that we wrote yesterday. And we're going to be double checking what we wrote yesterday to make some edits or revisions if needed. We are also going to be doing some practice with punctuation and editing. So get excited. And in preparation for the end of the school year, I want you to be thinking right now about some of your favorite memories of the school year. What is one of your favorite things that we would do, see, play? Do you have a favorite dance that we would do? Do you have a favorite subject? I want you to think maybe of your favorite food. Take some time right now to brainstorm those ideas. We're going to be talking about them tomorrow. And if you already have one, shout it out to your computer screen in 3, in 2, in 1. Let me hear you. Awesome, nice. One of my favorite memories was going to the planetarium where we got to explore all about the solar system, and they had that play area, which was really cool. And they had all those big, long telescopes that we could look through. Silent connection if you remember that. Excellent. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to remind you about this later in the video, but please, once you're done with your illustrations and your edits, send me a picture of your hard work because I want to put it in a slideshow virtual book presentation. So I'm going to show you what my screen looks like. There we go. Okay, so we are using details in our illustration. And why do you think that's important? Why is it important to make sure that we don't just draw a random stick figure and leave that alone, no labels, no details? Why would it be important to include all of those juicy details? Tell your computer screen, just like you told me your favorite thing from school. In 3, in 2, in 1, go ahead. Nice. When we add details to illustrations, it helps make what you have written easier to understand. So it would be kind of boring if I read what do you do with a tail like this or never smile at a monkey without the illustrator drawing all those details in the pictures about the monkey's teeth, or in the seahorse book, The Shyest Fish in the Sea, about the curvy monkey tail. It just makes it more interesting and it's easier to understand. You are going to create an illustration of the animal that you wrote about yesterday, whether that was a platypus or a hippo or a chimpanzee. So reread the informational paragraph that you wrote and remind yourself the details that you are writing about that you should include in your illustration. And when you add details to your illustration, it makes it more interesting too. So make sure that you have labels on your pictures to teach your readers more. So if you are writing about the platypus's beak, please label that part, or the snout of the platypus. If you're talking about how big the hippopotamus's face is, make sure you label that. And then once you are finished your illustrations and you are ready to edit, I'm going to meet you back here. Before we move on to our checklist though, I want to show you what I'm talking about. So if you were writing here about your animal's unique features, then right here is where you would draw your illustration. You can use crayons, colored pencils. You can really do it big and make sure that you have all the details and the color and the beautiful illustrations that you need to make this clear, understandable, and interesting to your reader. If you didn't have the printed packet, you know what I always say, no big deal at all. Take your separate sheet of paper that we worked on yesterday, and on the back of that separate sheet of paper, please go ahead and do that illustration. Then when you're done with all of that, please go ahead and send me a picture, a text picture of your hard work. Also, please send your teachers, whether that's Miss Marsh, Miss Rossi, or Miss Javity, another picture too, so that I can see what you have been working on this whole time. So now once you are ready to edit, go ahead and touch your nose. Nice job. If you need more time, remember, you can always pause the video, but for now, we're gonna go ahead and start editing. So we're going to be asking ourselves these questions. And if the answer to the questions is yes, we circle yes. If the answer to the question is no, we circle, you guessed it, no. And if you are working from a separate sheet of paper, like I'm going to show you in just a second, if you can just show me a thumbs up or a thumbs down to your computer screen, that is just as good as circling yes or no. So the first thing that we are thinking about is, do you, in your topic statement, name an animal with a unique feature? In mine, I talk about the platypus. So what I would do is I would go ahead and annotate, circling yes. Now, do I use an interesting word? The platypus uses its spurs to protect itself. Yeah, I think protect is a very juicy word to talk about how the platypus stays safe. And does my informational paragraph tell my readers does my topic statement tell my readers what my informational paragraph is going to be about? Let's see, I've got the platypus uses its spurs to protect itself. Yes, I'm talking about the animal, the platypus. Its feature is the spurs and why they're used to stay safe or to protect themselves. So I would circle yes. Now let's go ahead and move on. Go ahead and ask yourselves these questions. If you need more time, you can pause the video. I'm going to move on to show you how I would evaluate my facts and details. So the first question is, does my informational facts and details, do they give 2 or more details about how my animal uses its features? So here's what I said. Males have poisonous spurs on their back legs. These spurs can jab you. Those are my 2 details. So I would go ahead and annotate yes, those are my 2 details. I got them from 2 separate spots of my chart. And my last question, do my sentences make sense? So I'm going to stop sharing my screen for just a minute. And I'm going to show you what I wrote. I wrote, males have poisonous spurs on their back legs. These spurs can jab you. I'm talking about the spurs in each sentence, and they're all about spurs of a platypus still. So yes, I would say that they make sense. Now the next part of my, my editing checklist says, does my conclusion restate the topic statement and use words that are different than my topic statement? So let's go ahead and take a look. So I say these spurs help the platypus to stay safe. So I use different words than my topic statement, but I'm talking about the same thing. So protecting itself, staying safe. So my answer to those questions would be yes, smiley face or thumbs up, and yes, smiley face or thumbs up. Go ahead and take some time now. Do exactly what I just did with my paragraph with yours. And if you circled a frowny face, or if you gave me a thumbs down for something, now is the perfect time to go back and edit your paragraph, revise what you wrote so that your sentences do make sense, so that you do include more than one detail, so that you do talk about the same feature the whole time. I will meet you back here when you're done. Best of luck writing. Nice work. I can tell that you have worked so hard on your paragraph. And now that you have your paragraph done and your illustration done, it is now time to practice editing a paragraph. So because you have just shown me that you're experts at editing, we are going to read this informative paragraph, and you're going to add a punctuation mark to the end of each sentence. Do not forget to fix the capital letters too. And I said paragraphs right here because you'll have another one of these tomorrow. So I'm going to write in red this time. So we're going to read the paragraph once and start fixing it as we read it a second time, because we do always read things 2 times. Okay, whales. A whale is a huge sea animal. Different kinds of whales live in our oceans. Whales have blowholes on their heads. Some have 1 blowhole and some have 2. A whale lifts its head up from the water to breathe through its blowhole. Whoa, okay. That's really hard to read because there's no punctuation, so hopefully I'll be able to find the spots where I should include it. Let's go ahead and reread this paragraph now, and then we'll move on to the last two. A whale is a huge sea animal, different kinds. Okay, well, here we go. I found my first spot where I'm going to add some punctuation. A whale is a huge sea animal. Now, do I need to make sure this A is capitalized? Yes, but it already is, so I'm going to leave it like that. Now, this is the start of a new sentence, so I need to write a capital D for different. Different kinds of whales live in our oceans. That's the end of a sentence, so I'm going to put a period. And because I'm starting a new sentence, I need to have a what? That's right, a capital letter, a capital W. Whales have blowholes on their heads. Period. That's the end of an idea. Cross out the, oops. Let's cross out that S. Make it a capital S. Some have one blowhole and some have two. Period. You know what we're about to do with this A. Make it a capital A. A whale lifts its head up from the water to breathe through its blowhole. And last but not least, another period. Now, you are going to do the exact same thing that I just did as I am fixing each of these sentences to make sure they are complete with punctuation and capital letters. The next two you are going to do on your own, but I will read them to you just so you can get an idea of what the words are saying. So let's start here. The killer whale has one blowhole. It has sharp teeth. It uses its teeth to hunt for seals. It is as big as one school bus. The blue whale has two blowholes. It doesn't have teeth, but it eats a lot of krill. Krill are very small and look like shrimp. The blue whale is the biggest whale. In fact, it is the largest animal in the world. It is as big as 3 school buses. Ooh, I'm going to tell you right now at the end of this paragraph, I'm definitely going to write an exclamation point because those are some really exciting details. So go ahead now, take some time, start putting in punctuation and capital letters so that these paragraphs make a little bit more sense. It is okay if you don't get it on the first try. We are just practicing our editing skills since you just did such a nice job with it in your informational paragraph trading cards. And now you are all done. Now you are almost done with your last week of school. You have one more video after this from me, so stay tuned for your Thursday video where we're going to talk about some of our favorite memories. And we're going to keep editing and practicing our editing skills. So if you felt a little bit wishy-washy or felt this was a little bit tricky, no big deal. We're going to practice it again tomorrow. Please don't forget to send me a picture of your beautiful work. And I can't wait to see you back here. Have a really great day. Bye.